Well, tonight we'll start with a prayer from Lisa, actually. She has written, and I can send it to you. She has written reflections and prayers for COP29, which began yesterday.
Oh,
So yeah, so I want to read the prayer for tonight, which is um that has some other information that I like again I said I'll send to you. So let us pray. Holy God, all things live and move and have their being in you. You create day and night, sky, earth, and sea. You make earth to bring forth plants yielding seed and trees bearing fruit. You set the sun, the moon, and the stars in their orbits and let them measure the passage of time. Out of the dust of the ground you formed us, and every bird of the air and animal of the field, creatures of unfathomable beauty and variety. You make us in your image with power and responsibility to fulfill the good in all the great web of life. Guide us and those in deliberation in Baku, Azerbaijan today to carry out our responsibilities and exercise our power to support all your good creation. And we add a prayer tonight for Susan's husband, that he continues to proceed well through his treatments and that indeed his cancer can be eradicated. Thank you for this time to be together and for all that you have given us, O God. In your holy name, amen. So, yes. So that Lisa, she continues to just put out all kinds of good things. So thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. And I will send that out to everyone after the meeting tonight.
so I put a link in the chat if people just want to download it from my
Oh,
website. But I do this
perfect.
every year for COP28. So if it's something you would like to offer to your congregation, I mean, it's late now because COP started yesterday, but I do this every year. So if you let me know that you want it, or you can download it from my website because I post it on my website every year. I actually have two forms. There's a booklet form that's printable, and I have my church print those out, and I give them out, excuse me, the weekend before COP starts usually, unless sometimes they schedule it where the weekend before is the weekend of Thanksgiving, in which case I shift it to 2 weekends before. Um,
Hmm.
but but it's always on my website. But if you want it sooner than that, because I haven't gotten around to posting it, I do it every year. So I'm happy to make that available to anybody who wants it. And then the other version that's on my website is a non-booklet version. If you just want an electronic devotional that's 1 page per day.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
but
you.
anybody's welcome to it who wants it.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Well, tonight, first, I just want to kind of check in how everybody's doing after the election from last week. Yeah, yeah. And then I saw who Trump has appointed as the EPA director, and that doesn't bode well. So, well, we have our work cut out for us. So, um, I think it's important that we're together and that we continue to support each other. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I know too, in our state legislature, um, we did not overcome the supermajority. So there just is not a lot of good things on the state front for us in Kansas. I don't know about Missouri and other states, but we'll continue to carry on our good work. So, um,
So I'll just
yeah,
add, um, Maryland is quite democratic. um, and so I feel so blessed every time, that we all get together and to know that the incentives are there, from the state, and they're talking about more even from our local IPL chapter. So anyway, yeah,
Good.
I feel good living where I live.
Yeah.
Well, and I posted in the chat, remember, 25 to 30% of the emissions reductions that are needed are from households and individuals. It is complete, that 25 to 30% is completely within our control. No one can stop us from reducing our own emissions. Now, they can refuse to give us federal tax breaks for doing it, right? They can refuse to give us federal or state incentives, but nobody can stop you from reducing your own emissions. And that is 25 to 30% of what is needed. Now, the rest is businesses and government and all that. And we have influence there, right? We can advocate with our elected officials. We can, if we work, we can try to affect change at our workplace. Or if we patronize a business, we can, if we're a regular customer, the owner's probably going to listen to us if we have some suggestions, advice, what have you. So 25 to 30% is under our control.
And
And
our
the rest,
congregational buildings too, our
well,
congregation.
and technically that's part of the other 70, 70 to 75%. Those are commercial buildings. So your congregation is part of the, let's call it 70, the other 70%, where you have influence. And
Yep.
government and other businesses, you have some level of influence there too. So you've got 25 to 30% under your direct control. And the other 70%, you have ability to influence. You may not get federal incentives anymore, but it's still under your control.
Right. Well, and I read, I don't remember which columnist, but the fact that there are so many things that are happening, and renewables have gained so much momentum. It certainly, there can be policies and people that can slow things down or change things, but we are really working towards that. So we need to just not lose sight that we're on, many good things are happening, and we just need to keep working for that. So yeah. And I think
Good
there's a
fight,
lot
right?
of what? There's a lot,
Fight the good fight.
right? And there's a lot of awareness that even, in the last 5 years has changed dramatically. So, yeah. We'll just want to bring up a few things that are coming up, and then also just kind of check in with people. Starting next week on the 19th, Lutherans Restoring Creation, the national group, will be hosting a 4-part study of the social message on Earth's climate crisis. And so that begins next Tuesday at 7 p.m. And I can send the link out for that.
For some reason I'm missing Phoebe's emails because I didn't see that. Too much stuff in my inbox.
it was in the Good Green News, and it was kind
Which
of
I didn't see.
really?
I missed it somehow. I don't know what happened because I was like, what happened to the Good Green News? I didn't see it somehow. So if you're I'll have to go look. I don't have my email open now, but yeah, I missed the October meeting entirely. I don't know what happened. And I swear I haven't seen the Good Green News for November. So either I missed it in my inbox or I fell off her distribution list, one or the other. I'm going to have to figure it out.
Well, just email her and she can get you back on. But I can get the link right now while I'm thinking of it and put it.
So she's going to do this study that Jim worked on. Didn't Jim work on that?
Yes. I think Christina Moffat from the ELCA Advocacy Group is going to be the one who's going to lead that.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to look up. I've got the link somewhere. I'll look it up and I'll email it to you because I don't have it right offhand. But that will be November, December, January, and February, those 4. And it starts next Tuesday.
Okay.
Then let's see, COP29, we talked a little bit about that. We have some things for Advent on waging peace. And there's some materials that have been put together by some pastors in the St. Louis area for Advent worship. And then our little mission table has put together a Advent candle lighting and prayers. If anybody needs that, I can send those links as well. along with another article about the environmental impacts of war. So that's something that we're doing in our synod, but I know there are other synods doing special things for Advent as well. So those are
So
some, yeah, go ahead.
there's a resource that the Presbyterian Church puts out every year. They do a creation-focused Advent devotional and a creation-focused Lenten devotional as a free download every year. So
Oh,
if people are interested to use that, let me see if I can find it, because
yeah.
I haven't gotten around to downloading it for this year. So let me
Oh,
just see
that'd
if
be
I can
great.
find it, and I'll post it in the link, because they do it every year, Lent and Advent. So let me see.
Okay.
So Advent
Okay.
creation, because I often use them for Facebook posts. Because they make nice Facebook posts, but you can use them for your your personal devotions, or if you wanted to, you could print them out and distribute them at your church. So it looks like they don't have the 2024 one out yet. I have to admit, sometimes they are a little bit slow in posting this stuff, but here's the link. So
Is
just
it on
keep
the
an eye on it.
Presbyterians for Earth Care? Okay.
Yep, Presbyterian
Yeah.
Earth Cares, they do Advent and Lent every year, but they don't always have it posted really early. Like if you want to print it out and distribute it, I don't know if they're going to be early enough for that, but just keep an eye on their website. They'll have it up soon, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And they've been doing this for a long time. Like on their website, there's devotionals all the way back to 2011.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, they've been
Do
doing
they
this
have, is it
forever.
individuals who write that? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they have individuals who write each devotion, and it usually gives the name, but since I'm not Presbyterian, I don't know who these people are, right?
Okay.
So it gives the name of the person who wrote it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know those people. I'm not Presbyterian, but yeah, there's a different individual writes each devotion. And let's see, is this weekly or it's a daily devotional? I couldn't remember. Yeah, it's a daily devotional for Advent and a daily devotional for Lent, and they do it every year. Now, there are
Wow.
other people who sometimes come out with ones for Lent. I don't find a lot of creation-focused devotionals for Advent. I think the Presbyterians is one of the few that I've come across over the years. Advent, there's a lot of people who do them daily, weekly, whatever. I mean, you can get them emailed, but Advent, it's harder to find a creation-focused Advent devotional. So, like I said, I often use theirs for Facebook posts during Advent.
Okay. Another thing, we're working on our 2025 Creation Care Plan, and I can send that out to you too when we're getting it put together. Hope to have it ready by December sometime. And so that's another one with just uh, curated resources that can help maybe focus a little bit since there's so many things coming out. So that's another resource that we can make available. How are things going in your various places where you are with your green teams, your creation care teams? Susan, things are going well, Susan?
Yeah, specifically in my congregation, after at least a year or two of trying to get solar panels, but realizing that it was not PPAs and a big outlay. We about a month ago got a proposal in for a PPA, and so now I think it's plausible for us to get solar panels on our church.
So, who are you going with for the power purchase agreement?
Something like Flywheel.
Okay, I don't know them. I know Collective Sun. No, they're actually, I don't think they're doing a power purchase agreement anymore. Only Revolve is doing power purchase. Collective Sun
Yeah,
is doing a solar purchase agreement, which is a little bit different. But
yeah.
you're looking for zero down?
Revolve did not accept our size congregation. It's a smaller
No,
footprint.
if you're too small, that's right. They have minimum cutoffs. So does Collective Sun. If you're interested, I did a presentation on this very topic the first Sunday of this month that listed all the specifics of the offerings of Collective Sun and Revolve and the cutoffs and all that stuff. If you want to take a look at it just for comparison, Collective Sun they have a loan option as well, and the interest rate is
Yeah,
pretty attractive.
yeah. We were really just looking for a PPA. So, like I say, we had put that on hold. And we were thrilled when IPL, came up with this other company.
That's
So
wonderful. That's so
And do they
great.
only work in Maryland, or are they national? Because if they're national, I
yeah,
want to get information on them.
yeah, I think they must be regional. I think they're
Okay,
regional.
Okay.
okay, because I haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's huge. That's
Thank you.
huge.
It hasn't gone forward, but I'm so much more
Oh, yeah,
optimistic.
sure. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you. And I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear there's a regional entity in your area who's offering you the terms you're looking
yeah.
for. Because at the
Yeah.
national level, there's Collective Sun, there's Revolve. I don't know any other organizations working nationally.
Bob, how are things going for you guys?
Yeah, things have kind of slowed down a bit. We're still meeting with Bethel and Atonement.
Oh,
So we met with them. Well, I think that the program that you talked about, Noni, that
yes,
yeah. So
the
they
same
put
one.
they put it on at Bethel Church,
Yeah,
and so Dee and I attended those, and actually we attended two of them out of the four. So I mean, it was really worthwhile to go to it, and being in a smaller group was probably, I mean, I'm not sure if the one that, is starting next month, it would probably be a bigger group, and I don't know how much, there'll be, time for collaboration and discussion, but,
yeah, I'm
uh,
not sure.
yeah, but, it was worthwhile, definitely.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
they did the Earth's climate crisis. Congregations met together and did it in person,
yeah,
but they did it collaboratively on a Saturday morning. So
yeah.
that's great.
And so
Yeah.
we've been meeting with them, or trying to meet with them once a month. We have another, or not once a month, once a quarter.
Uh-huh.
And so we're meeting with them this month. I can't remember the date, to discuss, where we are with certain things within our congregation. At our congregation, we're focusing mainly on a lot of education,
Good.
trying to, get information to the church. Dee's been putting something in our, weekly, newsletter, some information on different ways to um, do things that can help the climate change and do things, personally and within their own homes. So,
Excellent. That's great. And just to let you know, Bob, but anybody's invited. We're going to do another Creation Care retreat at Hollis Renewal Center in March, on March 22nd.
okay.
So if you guys are interested, I think there will be others coming from the St. Louis area. And you guys can fly in from your respective places if you want to come too.
That's
So,
So
in
I
Canada.
used to do creation care retreats. Do you have a particular theme? Because I had 3 different themes. I have kind of had a series that I created. I haven't done them in years. I stopped doing them. But do you have a particular theme? Because I had like 3 different ones with 3 different themes. And if you're
ooh,
interested in any of those materials, I can send them to you. Now, I haven't looked at them in years because I haven't done that sort of thing since long before the pandemic. But if you're interested, there's one that was basic creation theology, another one that was focused on practical creation care, which may need some updating because, again, it's been a number of years. And
sure.
then there was one with a justice focus and
Ooh,
looking at it all from a justice perspective. So those are my 3 themes. So if you have any interest in any of those materials, let me know because I'm no longer offering those retreats because it's just no longer feasible for me. So
sure.
anybody who wants those materials is welcome to have them.
I would love to have them. We have a little planning committee, and I'm going to visit with her tomorrow about what they're doing. So I don't know exactly what the theme is, but
So let
um,
me just make a note here to myself to send
okay. Yeah, and I
Noni
can share that
some.
with
I
them.
won't overwhelm you. I'll try to see if I can find like the outline.
Sure,
And then
sure.
if you decide it looks interesting, I can send you more materials, retreat materials. And I actually later did a presentation that was largely drawn from the justice retreat. I did
Okay,
that more recently, just as a presentation. But if you decide you're interested in the justice one, I can also provide the slide deck
okay,
because I think I did turn that into a presentation earlier
okay,
this year. I can't remember. I do
okay.
too much stuff. I'd have to go look, but
I
I
know,
think
I
I
don't
turned
know,
that one
Lisa.
into a presentation.
You have more hours in the day than any of us, I think, so, but it's great.
Yeah, I have a 48-hour day.
There you go.
It's a
There you
secret
go.
how I did that, okay? So I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you. Well, we had a retreat, I mean a camp out. Our church did a camp out, which was really fun. And it was an
Oh,
opportunity just to gather outdoors and be in a beautiful place and did some outdoor worship. And so we're, slowly, we are not, our pastor would love to do solar panels, but we're not quite there with the congregation. But there seems to be some gentle movement. So we just keep working away. I have a faithful little team of people that continues to work on it. So um, that's encouraging. Yeah. Yeah.
so would it be helpful for your congregation to understand that it's an investment, not an expense that returns right from day
Yeah.
one? I mean,
Yeah.
because it's about smart investment, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know if that helps, but
I know it would be a huge important thing to do. I know. And I think it would be also a very visible sign of the community around us. So we'll keep working away at it. There's also kind of as in any congregation, there's kind of those who have been there a long time have a certain kind of power in the community. And so trying to work to get those people on board, because then if they're on board, I think everyone else will fall into place. So um, just kind of trying to figure out the politics of all of that. So
yeah.
yeah, good.
Good luck.
Yeah, we'll keep working away. It's encouraging when we get people involved and things can happen. So we'll keep trying. Yeah. Yeah. What other kinds are there topics or areas of interest that you have that we can do? Probably we won't meet next month. I can't meet next month and it's Advent Christmas, so we'll probably skip next month. But then starting out in January, are there speakers you'd like to hear from or topics you'd like to have covered or um, anything that has come up that might be helpful?
Or are there any resources that you need that I might have in my database and could supply to you? Because I would be happy to do so. Again, I have enormous database of resources. So, anything you'd want information on um, that I might have in my database.
I don't know about that, but I was gonna say one thing might be a little debrief of the COP going ons.
Okay.
I
I wonder,
imagine there will be organizations doing that, but I don't know of any specific events that are currently planned.
I wonder if there is somebody from the ELCA that is attending that might be able to give us kind of an update of what happened. I can
Oh,
check
I'm
into
I'm
that.
certain that we have someone attending. We often have more than one person attending. I can tell you that there is a person from Texas Impact, which is an interfaith justice
Oh,
advocacy organization that serves as the justice advocacy ministry for all three Texas synods, and she is definitely attending. She is there
do they
now.
do they do some kind of written report or
I don't know what she's planning to do when she comes back. I don't know if she's staying for the whole thing because I think I don't have my email open, but let me just check. Let me check one of my files. I think I have a meeting with her before the end of COP, so I think she's only there for the first week, but I'm
okay.
sure she'll be paying a lot of attention. So let me just look because I have a meeting with her. let's see, climate action team. Yeah, we're meeting on the 22nd, which means she's coming back before the end because technically COP ends on the 22nd and you can't exactly like appear in Texas from Baku, Azerbaijan in a couple of hours. So she's obviously leaving before the end of it, but maybe she's leaving right before the end of it because we have a meeting, her and other people interested in climate action in Texas. We have a meeting on the 22nd. So I can ask her at that meeting if
Yeah.
she would be willing to give kind of like a debrief of COP
Oh, that'd be
29.
great.
Yeah,
That'd be
because she's
wonderful.
definitely there. So I'll write it down. I will ask her when I see her on the 22nd.
Yeah, and then because our January meeting would be the 14th.
Okay, I'll mention that date. I mean, I don't know what her availability is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sure she's going to be doing, she
Or even
usually
if we-
writes
I was going to
articles,
say,
but
even if we could get something in writing, that would be really good. I will check with Phoebe too to see who's going to be there, who's there from
from
the EL.
National, I'm sure there's someone from the advocacy office in National.
Yeah.
There might be people from some of the other synods that work in that space, right?
Mhm,
But for
mhm.
certain, the person from Texas is there for sure.
mhm.
Yeah, there is a pastor from our synod working on some of the worship materials, she said. But just the overall, what was accomplished or
Yeah, it would be
what was the emphasis this year or something,
sure.
just a little insight.
That would be really interesting. Yeah, from someone who was actually there. Okay. So we'll see what we can find out. If we can get somebody to help us with that. So great. Other topics or emphases that would be helpful?
Sorry. I'm trying to think. No, it's the end of my program year and I haven't decided what I'm going to offer next year. So I don't have anything specific to mention. I actually need to make decisions by the end of this month about what I'm going to offer in early 2025, but I haven't planned it yet. I've been struggling with health problems all year, and my husband is actively encouraging me to step back a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
So I don't have anything planned to offer to you. I apologize, but and I don't know what I'm going to be offering. So I don't really have
Okay.
anything specific. But if people had, specific areas of interest, like I said, can dig around in my database of info and get people info.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. You're always very helpful to provide resources and connections and information. And so we're grateful for that. Yeah.
Anything I can do.
Okay. Well, that was about what I had planned for tonight. So we might have a short meeting, but I will go ahead and send some of those other things, some of the links and those kinds of things that you can help with your planning for the next couple of months. And then we'll regroup back in January. Have a blessed holiday season, Thanksgiving
Thank
and
you.
Advent and Christmas. And
Yes,
will be
thank you for your leadership,
Yes,
Melanie.
thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for being here. We'll keep working together and encouraging each other. It's really important that we gather. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Say hi to Dee and
Will do.
tell your husband, Susan, we're glad things are going well. So,
Yeah,
right.
good for him. That's a difficult treatment. So
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good to see you all.
Okay.
bye,
Good night.
everybody.
I